Anchor is a fantastic platform for podcasting. It's so simple. It's remarkable. Even I could do it, and it's free distribution, free recording, easy, simple, elegant to use framework, great tools. Um, if you're going to pick one podcasting forum, platform, it should definitely be Anchor. I highly recommend it. Tough love should be more love than tough. Some people use the idea of tough love as an excuse for being on a power trip. I talk a little bit about my books, how, power is meant to flow outward. It's meant to be an expression of love and service, servant leadership. And if you bottle it up, if you try to personalize it to do self-aggrandizement, that's actually self-destructive. And I talk about that in my books. And my next book is actually going to be a little bit different. It's going to probably be titled Natural Consequences. And to me, I haven't looked up the dictionary definition, but I don't believe consequence necessarily means punishment. I don't think of it that way. I think it means outcome. Like for every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction, and karma, whatever you want to think about it. It's not so much the idea of punishment; it's the idea of rewards and outcomes. That whatever we do naturally has, like if you go to work every day, you'll probably keep your job unless there's a layoff. Or let's say the opposite: if you don't go to work, if you just stop going to work, you probably won't keep your job. I mean, there's a certain amount of probabilities to everything, obviously, but the idea is that it's not a random universe. It doesn't mean that there's a degree of randomness. And randomness, in my mind, just means things we don't understand, because there's probably a reason, even if we don't understand what the reason is. But perhaps, it's possible the universe is just chaotic, but I think that there generally is, some kind of reason on things that, we, at least the human mind, can put on it. But we're in this world to be of service to each other, and I'm reading the book Natural Consequences because I want to explore a little bit about how the things that happen to us in life are supposed to be for our growth. And a lot of times we think it's punishment, and we think it's, we're all here to learn from each other. I had a recent podcast on commingling and how, we're talking to each other on a soul level and a mind level and a heart level, even when we're not present on each other. And I give some examples of that, if you want to learn more about it. So, if you think that you're just going to get through this life by being a bully, there's always a bigger bully out there. But at the same time, there is a survival of the fittest element to it. And survival of the fittest, I believe, I'm going to be talking more about this in the book, has to do with yourself first. Like anything that you expect of other people, and it's good to have high standards, because if you're low standards, then you won't get very far in life. But the highest standards have to be with yourself. Like anything that you expect from another individual, you should expect 5 or 10 times more out of yourself. And if you expect 5 or 10 times more out of yourself than you would out of another person, then you pretty much have a right to expect out of the other person. Doesn't mean the other person has free will. They don't have to live up to your expectations. We're not in the world to live up to each other's expectations, but we are if we want to have a relationship with that person or be close with that person to a certain degree, although obviously free will is paramount. But the idea is that, we're here to learn and grow, and we're here to be the standard of excellence. Tough love is very limited because there's an idea that, famous saying that you can't keep someone in a ditch without getting in the ditch yourself, which means basically that if you have bad intent is critical. If you have bad intent towards someone, you're dragging yourself down at the same time. If you're using accountability and even a little bit of tough love because you really believe in the other person and you know that there's areas that they can or should improve, maybe you're the boss or maybe you're in some kind of authoritative role or facilitative role or whatever it might be, then, the emphasis can be a little bit on tough love sometimes because we all have to be accountable to each other. But as I indicated in the title, it should be more of an emphasis on love. And, we do have to be accountable sometimes, but a little bit less of the emphasis on tough.